Hi, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Shane.
And welcome to Top 5 Beatdown, a show where we discuss top fives for topics that seem completely asinine, yet somehow garner strong opinions. And to add some credibility to the mix, we compare our top fives to that of an expert in the field. Today's topic is cereals. And today's expert is the chef of the Michelin-starred restaurant Kato, which is also the #1 restaurant on the LA Times 101 Best Restaurants list. Please welcome to the void, Jon Yao. Insert clapping effects as well. It's gonna sound very robust once we fill these out with.
Thanks for having me. Happy to be back.
You're back, Jon. What made you decide to come back?
I like hanging out with you guys. This is fun. This is great. Last time was a great time.
Oh, that's sweet. I like hanging out with you too, Jon.
The topic could be anything.
Speaking of the topic, let's jump into the rules here really quickly. Any cereal matters here. All international cereals are game. It has to be a cereal in itself. That means there's no add-ons in this list. You can't be like, well, I like cornflakes when I add a jar of sugar and sliced bananas in it. Like, none of that nonsense. We're talking cereals by themselves to their own merit and nothing else.
I mean milk, right?
Milk, but that goes without saying.
Ice cubes, yeah.
You're putting ice cubes in your cereal with milk. That's what you're doing?
Milk is 98% water, so yeah.
Okay, that's weird. I don't like it. I don't like it. All that being said, let's list. Always nailing it every single time.
My number 5 is Special K with strawberries.
Now, these are strawberries that are included in the box, just to specify that for the audience in case you didn't know. These aren't Jon's strawberries.
So I'm not cheating. There are dehydrated or freeze-dried strawberries.
Now, Jon, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the correct name of it is Special K with red berries.
With red berries, because actually I don't know why, but they just taste vaguely fruity. They're not very strawberry-ish.
Now, let's hear why you put this at number 5, because personally, spoiler alert, did not make my list. Just curious why this is on your list.
I mean, I was a husky child. Asian parents, they're not super stoked that you're eating another sugary thing for breakfast. So
sure.
Special K is advertised as one of those things where you're like, yeah, like if you're a little on the heavier side and you're gonna eat breakfast, why not do Special K? So
yeah,
I think that one's the most flavorful one because the strawberry powder sits at the bottom, so it actually makes the milk strawberry tasting. I also put that in the list because I know at least one of you has Frosted Flakes on your top 5.
We cannot be presumptuous about the lists, okay?
That's true.
You do not know that we have that on our lists.
I do.
Okay,
now
sure. You could take it easy on the guest, man.
I only say that because I think the Special K flakes have more, how do you say, structural integrity than the Frosted Flake. They stand up better.
That is fair. I will say with any flake in the cereal game though, you have a finite amount of time before those turn into a soggy mess.
Right, which is a factor.
That's just physics.
We should have talked about that beforehand either. Some people like their cereal soggy.
Well, those people are monsters.
My number 5 is Special K with red berries.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you.
Why didn't you reveal that when he said his number 5?
Because I thought it was a delightful little coincidence and I wanted to roll it out here. Yeah, it's a great cereal.
You're a great cereal, Shane.
Come on, get out of here. You said you could toss real strawberries in it. I don't even want those in there because I love the freeze-dried strawberries. It kind of reminds me of like astronaut ice cream. It's not a texture you get very often. The dance of the sort of spongy, chewy strawberries with the crunch of the flakes, it's a great combo. I love them. I love them.
I will say this.
Also, the flakes have a very,
freeze-dried
Ryan,
strawberry.
hold on a second.
Okay, there's a nicer way to do that, I feel like.
And shut up. So the flakes also have a very slight sweetness to them, which I appreciate. What were you saying about the freeze-dried strawberries, Ryan? Go ahead.
I was gonna agree with you before you rudely cut me off.
That's very sweet of you.
My number 5 is Lucky Charms, baby.
Okay.
Heart stars and horseshoes, clovers and blue moons.
Yeah.
Pots of golden rainbows. And me red balloons. I actually thought it was and the red balloons. It's me red balloons because he's a leprechaun.
Oh, he's like Pennywise.
This cereal is great, came onto the scene in 1964 and never looked back. Now, will I say that the non-marshmallow contents of this cereal are tasty? I will not say that. In fact, for me, if there was not a marshmallow on the spoon in conjunction with the other, I guess, charms, if you want to call them that, it was not going into my mouth. Because you needed the marshmallows.
So a definite flaw to this one.
But together, the sum of those parts is amazing. That's where the genius of this cereal is. Because if you had a bowl full of just marshmallows, too much. Way too much. But a bowl full of the little charms, also garbage. It's like eating styrofoam peanuts. Not tasty at all. But you combine the two of them, and the marriage is a unity that I could stand behind. And I loved it as a kid. It became a little game. It was like interactive. I had to find the marshmallows. I always wished there was a little bit more marshmallows than there were in the box, I'll say that.
Well, ain't that just what childhood is all about? Just wishing for more marshmallows, you know?
Lucky Charms makes my bottom 5 worst cereals.
Well, John, then I'm glad you're not in charge of my list.
Spoiler alert, it's not on my list.
Okay.
Well, I guess you guys just don't like classics.
Hey, look, I believe in your list. I believe that you believe in your list, and I celebrate you and your childish list.
Your false olive branch will not be accepted by me. I know what you're doing.
Oh, okay. Hey, no worries.
My number 4 is Honey Bunches of Oats.
Yes.
I never had them.
Tasty. Yes.
Are they good?
I don't know why I turned into Al Pacino there.
These two are my bottom 2 just because they're obviously advertised as some sort of health food, but if you read the back of Honey Bunches of Oats, you'll realize it's probably worse than most cereals.
What's it made out? What is it?
It's granola clusters and like unglazed cornflakes.
That sounds good.
The cornflakes are a little weak because they're not glazed or anything, and they're thin and small, so they get soggy, so there's a time limit to eat them. The flavor of the cornflakes and Honey Bunches of Oats is good, but I don't think they're as good as the Special K ones.
We're comparing cornflake to cornflake here.
Yeah, the discussion needs to be had.
The clusters of honey oats here, though,
They're very delicious.
among the best you could find in the genre.
They stay crispy, they're dense, they cut your mouth a little.
My number 4 is Cocoa Puffs. Cocoa Puffs, a wonderful cereal. It stays crunchy. It's a muted chocolate. I feel like it's not hitting you overhead with its chocolate taste. It's a bit musky.
It's pretty
Sort of
rich.
like an Oreo, a nice musky chocolate taste.
I think they're the inferior puff to other puffs, but
I disagree.
I reserve judgment.
You're not gonna find any other puffs on my list, mon frere.
Well, yeah, you fucked up, mon
That's
frere.
fine.
The number 4 is Apple Jacks. Speaking of things that hold up well over time in milk, Apple Jacks are among the top when it comes to cereal that lasts a long time and maintains its structural integrity in milk.
They stay pretty crunchy. Yeah.
Stay crunchy for quite some time. Some fun facts about Apple Jacks. Let me fire them off at you. Made in 1971 by an intern at Kellogg's in 1965, then introduced onto the scene in 1971. Perhaps that's why the taste is so very indiscernible, to be quite honest. There's nothing about these that taste apple.
Didn't that used to be part of the commercial campaign? The adults would be like, well, they don't taste like apples. And the kids would be like, fuck you, boomer.
Yeah, I remember that commercial. It was word for word that.
According to the actual website, it says the delicious taste of apples and cinnamon, which is blowing my mind because I've never even associated the flavor of cinnamon with them.
And I will say, when we're talking about our pal milk,
Not
only do these hold up well under milk, but the flavor of the milk left after the Apple Jacks have left is among the best in the game. This is a little bit more of a B-side, but I gotta say, Apple Jacks at number 4 has a nice ring to it.
has a nice ring to. Oh, because of the ring. Yeah, okay.
Pretty good. All right, let's move to John for number 3. But before we do, let's hear from our sponsor. Thank you to our sponsor, Surfshark VPN. Most internet users aren't even aware of the amount of surveillance, limitation, and data mining done with their personal information on a daily basis. Surfshark VPN can get rid of all these problems for you with an easy-to-use, one-for-all solution. Surfshark turns you into an anonymous and hard-to-trace online user and makes the internet a safer and more enjoyable place for you. Use promo code WATCHER to get 83% off plus 3 extra months for free. Surfshark offers a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk. The link is in the description. And now, back to Top 5 Beatdown.
My number 3 is Cocoa Puffs.
Hey!
These two, man.
An old familiar friend. I feel like we've been talking about that at some point. Yes. Take it away.
Yeah, Cocoa Puffs, delicious. The milk changes, great texture, holds up well. It's simple to eat.
I gotta say,
Simple to eat.
the chocolate is a bit much for me. Now, this could come with the, I guess, asterisk that I am not the biggest chocolate guy.
I actually don't like chocolate either, yeah.
Yeah, so
I'm
this
not a chocolate
chocolate
person.
I find a bit much.
This is a nuanced chocolate for a refined palate. And uh-oh.
Oh no. Oh boy. Oh man. All right.
Just for that chocolate.
Okay, and let's pause 5 minutes for all of our viewers at home to clean the vomit off their chest after they just watched you do that for a good 10 seconds.
It's going to the chocolatey taste of Cocoa Puffs, the chef's kiss for this episode.
The milk tempers the chocolate. I actually don't think it's
It
that
really
chocolatey.
does. It really does. It's
And
great chocolate.
Disagree.
It snacks well too. I really don't
snacks
think
like
it's
a
that chocolate.
motherfucker.
It's weird because I get what you're saying in that it doesn't taste like milk chocolate or dark chocolate. It tastes like Cocoa Puff chocolate. And
It's
It's
musky.
very like simple-minded. It's
want it
not
to
like a
be-
crazy to understand chocolate.
It's musky. It's musky.
when you want to talk about artificial tasting, this tastes like chocolate if it was a metal, like if it was a rare metal.
This tastes like chocolate straight out of Belgium.
Yeah,
straight out of Belgium.
straight out of the chocolatiers of Belgium.
Like, what is this? Is this Godiva? I don't know, but it's a quality chocolate, and I commend them for all the work they've done in making it so top tier.
It's not top tier. I don't think it's Godiva. I think it's garbage. Oh, baby. If you want to see more giggles like that, stay tuned, because you're dealing with the mayor of Laugh Central, USA. Oh, boy.
He's damaged. My number 3 is Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Ooh, and my number 3 is also Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
You know, this was one of perhaps my most favorite cereal growing up, and it's very likely that this could have snagged the number 1 spot. I held it back from that because this is a cereal that I eat almost exclusively without milk. This is a snack cereal for me. I'm not saying that's the way to do it. I'm just saying I've always preferred it without milk. Don't know why. I'm a weird guy. I'm kind of indie, you know? And so I've just always enjoyed this as a dry snack in a dry bowl. I don't know why. It's just the powder just really, I don't want the powder to jump off the little
Squares.
flotillas, the little squares, and then, go swimming in the milk. I want the powder to be there because, is there anything better than when you get a chunk of that that's just loaded with powder?
I could tell you what's better than that. The residue of
Cinnamony
that.
milk. Yeah, I know what
Yes.
you're saying. Yeah, take it away. You can talk about it now. You probably got more to say about it as someone who enjoys it with milk. I'll just say I love it as a snack. It's a great cereal. One of the all-time greats.
I agree. It's one of the few cereals I could snack on without milk. I think it's good. It's not in any way close to enjoying this bad boy with milk, because when you have it with the milk, it does make it very refreshing. And that cinnamon milk, among the best of in the game when it comes to milk residue after the cereal is done. Simply delicious.
My number 2 is Captain Crunch.
Ooh, another one, staying in the crunch neighborhood. Are we talking Captain Crunch with the crunch berries, or are we talking just Captain Crunch original?
It has to be original. I'm eating crunch berries right now just to confirm with myself that it's so bad.
We appreciate the due diligence.
They're very, very sweet.
They're very sweet, but I think each pellet or whatever is the perfect size. I'm not overly excited that it's like glazed so hard, but they stay so fucking crunchy.
That's the trick, right? They glaze the hell out of that stuff.
They glaze it, yeah, so it's like a barrier of sugar. It just stays so crunchy, and I think it's very snackable. Structural integrity, A+.
Yeah, I will say though that my favorite thing about Captain Crunch is that it grinds down the top of my mouth like sandpaper.
This is a bad thing or a good thing? Which one is
No,
this?
this is a bad thing.
Okay.
It's a well-known fact that Captain Crunch just destroys your mouth.
That's an understood risk, though. You look at it, you're like, this is not going to be good for me. You go into it fully aware of the situation.
It holds up in milk. It's because those things are like little tanks, and they just run amok in your mouth. They're just wreaking havoc. Bull in a china shop.
They're like spoonfuls of kidney stones.
Yeah, they are. They really are. If we're just going by what's got the best crunch in the game, this does have the most crunchy crunch when it comes to cereal. It's just a little bit too much for me, because like I said, you crunch that bad boy and it's blasting off like a fucking bomb in your mouth. And the shrapnel is just wedging itself into the roof of my mouth, and it's there for days.
Yeah.
But that's why you like Lucky Charms, because Lucky Charms is just flaccid, soggy, wet cereal.
Hey, sometimes I like my cereal extra flaccid.
Hey, let's keep it respectful here. Let's keep it respectful here.
Hey, that's just a little joust, man. It's just a little joust, baby. All right, I can handle that.
My number 2 is Smacks.
What?
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 Smacks.
You gotta spell that out for me, player. I gotta Google it.
Smacks.
Smacks? That's a good sign when everyone needs to Google the name of the cereal you just presented. Are you
know
talking
Smacks?
about Honey Smacks?
Honey Smacks.
Honey Smacks, yeah.
Why didn't you say Honey Smacks?
I forgot that they're called Honey Smacks. I thought they were just called Smacks.
This number 2 cereal doesn't even know the name of it.
I guess I treat it sort of like a friend, you know, I have a shorthand for it, my good pal Smacks. Now Smacks, I have recently found out, are the exact same as Golden Crunch. There's a weird looking bear on that box and I don't like him. Smacks you can recognize by the notorious Mr. Diggum, that funny little frog who he says stuff like, "Give me my Smacks," you know, stuff like that.
Now for Kellogg's Smacks, the taste is out of this world.
You know, they're not lighting the cereal world on fire, but they're very, very crunchy. It's a wheat puff of some kind. I'm sure there's honey in there, but boy, do they retain their crunch in a way that doesn't, cut up your mouth. It's a cereal that I've returned to here and there, and I'm always happy to have it. It's a good cereal and a great frog.
My number 2, which is just delightful, has been mentioned already. And my number 2 is Honey Smacks. I'm just kidding.
I got real excited.
I'm not an idiot. All right, my number 2 is Honey Bunches of Oats. Jon spoke at great length about this already, so I don't have too much to say here, but I do love the idea that it makes you feel like you're eating something healthier, when in fact, you're not. You're not even close. and I enjoy that quite a bit. The honey clusters, among the tastiest things in the cereal game. The crunch to them and the flavor profile, fucking delightful. Are the cornflakes a little thin? Yes, they are, and they do get soggy if you don't eat them quick enough. However, I find this to be the most balanced cereal in the game in terms of richness, crunch, and sweetness. They're not too sweet. They have just enough sweetness for me to enjoy this. Frankly, I could eat this as an adult and not feel too bad about myself. It's one of the few cereals that I have on my list that I'm like, yeah, I'd eat that often if I could.
Flavor-wise, you're like, it says Honey Bunches of Oats, and you eat the clusters, and you're like, you can taste oats. You can see oats.
It tastes wholesome. It tastes like it's something that you'd be proud to give your kids.
Are you guys big fans of oats in general?
I do like oats quite a bit.
I do like oats, yeah.
Oats are a great ingredient for a cereal.
I'm glad you agree. That's why it's my number 2. And just a little fact here. Here's a little history on these bad boys. This is 1989 these were made. After 3 years of research and development, it took 3 years to perfect these. I would have guessed 7. And and according to a list from 2018, Kiplinger.com, they were the 4th most bought cereal in the United States.
Do we know what the number 1 is?
It's very disappointing.
Cheerios?
It's Cheerios, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to our number 1s here.
My number 1 is Cinnamon fucking Toast Crunch. much.
Yeah, I felt like as a chef, it makes sense when it comes to mixture of flavor profiles. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
We knew this was there.
From a technical standpoint, it's dusted, right? So, like Shane said, you can snack on it dry. Feels like a chip.
Raw dog it.
Yeah, you can raw dog it.
Don't say you're raw dogging your cereal. That's a very different image.
Well, that's when you don't put milk on it.
You don't raw dog your cereal?
For the purposes of not being taken out of context, no, I do not raw dog my cereal.
Okay, so it's not glazed, it's not Captain Crunch. It's dusted, so when you put it in the milk, it obviously, like some of it's gonna fall in the milk, and if you eat it fast enough, some is on the milk, some is on the cereal. It's sweet, and then the milk, the best tasting milk. I just think there's so much flavor.
Yeah, there really is. And it somehow tastes like toast.
It does, because it tastes like,
toast.
like I feel like after you're done chewing it, like you can like feel like grains in your mouth, and it's fantastic.
Out of all the cereals we've discussed today, it's the one where when I talked about it, I was like, I might need to drive down the Ralphs and pick me up some CTC, baby, because I need it. I need it now.
One last thing to think about with it is that even when you're having it dry, like you said, John, it's very dusty. It's a dusted food, but the dust clings. It clings.
That's it. Okay, you had a cadence there that was that suggested you were gonna move on with more. Either that or you froze. I can't really tell.
You wouldn't expect it to cling, but it clings.
I see. Good point.
Number one is oatmeal.
What?
A hot cereal. Oatmeal is something I've been eating since I was a little boy.
You're a disaster. You're
It's really delicious.
Of a human. How could you?
If we have to pick a brand, I'll say Quaker Oats. You know, they got a lot of really
What
good
the
flavors.
fuck?
They got cinnamon. They got maple
You
syrup.
can't be serious, dude.
I know it's crazy because I literally just said I'm in it for the crunch, you know? Doesn't matter when it comes to oatmeal. You're getting your oats, you're getting your milk. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. It makes me feel happy inside.
I don't even know what to say.
I don't either. You put literally the most bland, plain thing
Shane said oatmeal.
as your top 5 cereal. You put oatmeal, which by the way, some people don't even really enjoy oatmeal with milk. They just put water inside of it and then call it a day.
Well, that's up to them. That's up to them. I like it with milk. I think it makes it nice and creamy and tasty.
Now, wait a second here. Let's unpack this just for a
Go
little
ahead.
bit.
Sure.
When you say oatmeal, you're not talking about anything being put in that oatmeal? You're not talking about adding some banana slices or some fruit?
No, I don't like bananas in oatmeal. If we are putting stuff on it, and that is not going into my decision here, sometimes I'll dribble a little brown sugar on top of it because I think that's delicious.
I thought we weren't adding anything.
Exactly as I said, that does not factor into my decision. I could eat it without that, and it's still my number one.
You're just eating bareback oatmeal.
I feel like you should be in handcuffs and put into a vehicle taken somewhere else.
But I'm muting you. You know, really, it's just John. I think you'll hear me out here and understand where I'm coming from. Oatmeal very much reminds me of my childhood, and that in the harsh winters of Schaumburg, Illinois, you'd wake up in the morning, be very cold. You get a piping hot bowl of oatmeal, warms up the tummy before you go to school, before you stand out on the bus stop. And then you're standing on the bus stop and you still got that little molten lava sitting inside of your tummy keeping you warm. You can respect that, surely.
Oatmeal is one of my favorite breakfast foods, but I eat it a little differently. We'll do like salt, like I'll cook oatmeal or like Irish cut oats with like chicken stock, and we'll eat it with like pickles or eggs. We do savory.
Whoa, that sounds messed up, but I like it.
It's delicious. It's just like eating porridge. But I respect your decision. I just wasn't expecting. I thought it was gonna be a cereal or something, but
Look,
delicious.
I'm an unconventional guy. What can I say? My lists always surprise and delight, and that's what I'm here for. I stick by my 5. I'm happy to hear you endorse my 5 in the same way that I respect and admire your 5.
I respect and admire you.
Likewise. Okay, Ryan, why don't you take it away with your number 1? We're done talking about oatmeal now. The floor is yours.
I think John said it best. And I stand by what he said. I really thought you'd pick a cereal for your top 5 of cereals.
It is
Okay,
a
let's
cereal.
move to
It's
my
a hot-
number 1.
It's a hot cereal. Yeah.
Number 1 for me is Reese's Puffs, baby. That's right. The superior puff has now entered the chat. Much better than Cocoa Puffs. Has a peanut buttery profile that actually, I don't know if you know this, they actually mix a little Hershey's in there with peanut butter infused puffs, which gives it a little bit different of a taste than your typical Reese's peanut butter cup. Reese's peanut butter cup, as you may know, was my number 1 candy. So it makes sense that it would be my favorite cereal. Is it awful for you? Absolutely yes. Arguably maybe the worst for you on this list, other than maybe Cinnamon Toast Crunch. But goddamn it, is it delicious? And it's a way for me to eat candy for breakfast, which as a kid I was about that life. When I was in college, we used to have these towers of cereal in the cafeteria, and there would be Lucky Charms, Reese's Puffs, Captain Crunch, Frosted Flakes, and Honey Bunches of Oats. Those were the 5 that were being offered, and I would always go over there, and if I was gonna treat myself, I would always get those Reese's Puffs. One day, I'm walking over there, bowl in hand, ready to serve myself for what's going to be a delightful breakfast. And behind me, I hear what I must assume was a hungover white girl behind me. And she's talking to her friends. And you know how every now and then you just catch like a clip of someone's conversation when you're walking on the street, like, oh, and then he said this. And you're like, what did he say? In this case, the part of the conversation that I heard was an abbreviated, I fucking love Reese's Puffs. And I turned around and I went, agree. And I made myself my bowl of Reese's Puffs. I think that just sums it up. Even if it's not the most, I guess, verbose way to describe these bad boys, I gotta agree with her. I fucking love Reese's Puffs. They're the greatest cereal on earth, and I stand by that.
Hey, I respect your list.
Yeah, I mean, it would be easy to respect anybody's list if they had actual cereals on their list. I respect John's list, I respect
I mean, I'll say
respect 4 of yours.
It's taking all my energy to respect your list, but I'm doing it.
Does anybody have any last words here on their lists?
Nobody said Fruity Pebbles. No one said Fruit Loops.
Maybe some love for Corn Pops?
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. I didn't, I love Cheerios, but they're not making my 5. They're not making my 5.
Well, how could you if you had to make room for oatmeal? So
That's true. Yeah, good point.
We have to do something more controversial next time.
it's pretty controversial. This guy just listed oatmeal. So he did his job. Once again, though, thank you again, Jon, for coming on to the show. Always happy to have you, and look forward to having you on future
Thanks for
episodes
having
where we
me.
hopefully talk about something a little more substantial, though I do find cereal quite substantial. That does it for this episode. If you agree with our lists, or if you disagree with our lists, be sure to chime off in the comments and let us know how we did. But until next time, that's the list. We almost got it.
This is worse than
Almost
the
got it.
intro.